Very good morning to all of you, my friends. Welcome back. I hope you guys are thorough with what I have discussed in the previous session. So, let me give you a quick brief about what we have discussed in the previous session. So, we started with this chapter, service costing. It's a method of costing used by those companies who are into service sector. To calculate the cost per unit of service, we generally use service costing. Further, we started with transportation industry, wherein we discussed the concept of single unit and composite unit. Further, in transportation industry, composite unit can be calculated using two ways. That is either using simple average or weighted average. We call it as absolute or commercial. When talking about absolute, it's we talks about weighted average, and when talking about commercial, it's all about simple average. Thereafter, we discussed few questions. So now let's proceed further with the next example. I'll be discussing example number 5 from my material. So let's start with example number 5. Further, don't worry, Tambeshwari, I'll be discussing this example also. So, Neeru, Nitin, Tambeshwari, Amit Pandit, Sanya, Saundarya, very good morning to all of you guys. Vaishnavi, Nitin, everyone, a good morning. So, Tambeshwari, study material illustration number 4 is how to calculate the student. So, I'll be discussing, don't worry. Good morning, Ritika Gupta. So, without wasting time, let's start with this example number 5. So in example number 5, Mr. Amit Gupta has started transport business with a fleet of 10 taxis. The various expenses incurred by him are as given below, wherein the cost of each taxi is 75,000. The salary of the office staff are 1,500 per month. Salary of garage supervisor is 2,000 per month. The rent of garage is 1,000 per month. Driver salary per taxi is 500 per month. Road tax and repairs are given 2,160 per annum per taxi. Insurance premium at the rate of 4% of the cost per annum. The life of the taxi is 3 lakh kilometers, and at the end of which it is estimated to be sold for 15,000. A taxi run on an average 4,000 kilometers a month, of which 20% it runs empty. Petrol consumption is 9 km per liter of petrol, and the cost for the same is 6.30 per liter. Oil and other sundries expenses amounting to rupees 10 for every 100 kilometers. You are required to calculate the effective cost of running a taxi per kilometer if the higher charges are 1.80. Calculate the effective cost of running a taxi per kilometer. Further, if the higher charges is 1.80 per kilometer, find out the profit that Mr. Amit may expect to make in the first year of operation. So let's start with this example number 5. Good morning, Mr. Sai Kiran Kumar. Good morning, Srinivas. Miss Priya Thota, this is a costing class, not a law class. So let's start with this example number 5. Let's prepare statement of cost. Now, fixed cost or standing cost. Now, let's start with the depreciation part. See, here in the cost of taxi is 75,000. The scrap value is 15,000. A taxi run on an average 4,000 kilometers per month. So here, in very important, guys, the depreciation is dependent upon the distance traveled. So herein we will be taking depreciation as variable. Further, it is given that on an average it is 4,000 kilometers a month. We can, somehow somewhere we can assume that it is maximum or minimum 4,000 only. So we can alternatively take fixed, but the better approach is take depreciation as variable. So I'll be keeping this depreciation part in the variable cost. So now next, let's start with the salary of staff. It is 1,500 per month. So 18,000. Salary of garage supervisor, it is 2,000 per month. So this will be 24,000. Rent of garage is 1,000 per month. Driver salary per taxi is 400 per month. Into the number of taxis are total 10. Road tax and repair per taxi is 2,160 per annum. Insurance premium is 4% of the cost of taxi. Since the cost of taxi is 75,000 and there are total 10 taxis, into 4% per annum. So this will be 30,000. I think we are done with all the fixed cost. I have taken it as 216. So we are done with all the fixed costs. Now we'll start with variable cost or running cost. Now let's start with depreciation. Since depreciation is dependent upon the distance traveled, so that's why I have taken this as a variable. So suppose if the depreciation is calculated on the basis of useful life, then we would have taken it as fixed. So 75,000 is the cost of taxi. Further, the scrap value to be what we will be getting after the useful life is 15,000 rupees divided by total useful life in kilometers, and that is 3 lakh rupees, 3 lakh kilometers. In a particular month, we run for 4,000 kilometers into 12 months into 10 taxis. I repeat again, the cost of the taxi is 75,000 minus the scrap value is 15,000 divided by my useful life is 3 lakh kilometers into on an average a taxi runs for 48,000 kilometers in a year. See, it is given that a taxi run average 4,000 kilometers per month. And since we are calculating all the yearly costs, so we'll be multiplying by it by 12 into the number of taxis, that is 10. Further, petrol is also a variable cost. When talking about the average, on an average, a taxi runs for 9 kilometer per liter of petrol, costing rupees 6.3. See, a taxi runs for 4,000 kilometers into 12 months into 10 taxis. Now the taxi gives an average of 9 kilometer per liter of petrol. So divided by 9 into the cost of petrol is 6 rupees 30 paisa per liter. So 4,000 into 12, a particular taxi runs for 48,000 kilometers in a year into 10 taxis. Further, the next is oil and sundries. Again, 4,000 kilometers into 12 into 10. And further, it is given that for every 100 kilometers, the cost is 10. So this will be 48,000. We are done with all the variable costs. This will be total B. Anyone having any doubts till now? You guys can please post your query. Very good, Nero. There are few queries, so I'll be addressing your queries one by one. So, first one is Apurva sir, road tax repair, it is 2160 per annum. Yes, Apurva, it is 2160 per annum, but it is per taxi. So, total number of taxis are 10. So, that's why I have multiplied it by 10. So, this is how I got 21,600. Good morning, Ankit. Good morning, Sahu. So further, Hardik Marwa, sir, 20% it is running empty. So, sir, will we deduct it? See, Hardik. And Pranav also the same thing, sir. What should we do with the 20% it runs empty? So have some patience. I'll be discussing this part. Wait. Hardik and Pranav, wait. Now, Srinivas, sir, can you please explain why depreciation is taken variable? So see, Srinivas, see, taxi runs on an average 4,000 kilometers in a month. So here in the kilometer may vary from month to month, but we are assuming it is only 4,000 kilometers a month this year. So it is dependent upon the distance travel, and distance traveled keeps on changing every month or every year. So that's why the depreciation is dependent upon distance travel. So that's why I have taken it as variable. See, even when talking about petrol cost also, it varies as per the distance travel. So herein I have taken it variable. So same goes with the depreciation also. The depreciation is dependent upon distance traveled. That's why I have taken it as variable. But let's say alternatively, let's say 75,000 is the cost, 15,000 is the scrap value, and it is given that the useful life is 10 years, straight away 10 years. So we would have taken depreciation as fixed. But herein, it is dependent upon the distance traveled, so that's why I have taken it as variable. Anuradha, the same question is not there in the study material. I request you guys to please download the material what I have provided. Anyone having any doubts or queries till now? So now calculation of effective cost per kilometer. Now, very important, guys. The taxi runs for an on an average. The oil, sorry, the taxi runs for on an average 4,000 kilometers. Further, it is given in the question that 20% there is no passenger with us. It runs empty. 80% in 80% cases, that is for 3,200 kilometers, we are getting some fare. But For the remaining 800 kilometers, that is 20% of the kilometers, it is running empty. So we can somehow somewhere say it is a normal loss. And further, the cost of normal loss is absorbed by what? The remaining units. That is what I discussed in process costing. So here, when talking about the cost, we have the total cost. That is 6,33,600 divided by my effective kilometer will be how much? See, what we used to do in process costing, we used to subtract the normal loss units. And the balance was absorbed by good units. That is what we used to do in process costing. The same goes with service costing also. At the end of the day, hamara taxi, when at the end of the day, 80% only we are getting some or other sort of fare. Remaining 20% it is running empty. So in short, when talking about the effective kilometer, it will be 4,000 into 80% into 12 into 10 taxis. I repeat again, for every taxi, every month 800 kilometers is what my normal loss. On an average, it runs for 4,000 kilometers, 20% it runs empty. So the loss of this 20% kilometers will be borne by remaining 80% kilometers. The loss of this 800 kilometers will be borne by how much? Remaining 3,200 kilometers. So here, in short, I'm writing an explanation also. The loss of 800 kilometers per month per taxi will be borne by remaining 3,200 kilometers. In short, we can say these 20% is what my normal loss, which will be absorbed by remaining 80% kilometers. Further, when talking about the profit the company is going to make, so statement of profit, very simple. How much revenue we are getting? See, 3,200 kilometers per month, we are getting some fare into 12 months into 10 taxi. And how much fare we are getting? Very simple, guys. How much fare we are getting? 1.8 per kilometer. So for 3,200 kilometers into 10 taxis into 12 months, multiplied by 1.8. So in short, we are getting 6,91,200 as revenue. And my cost, we have already calculated, that is 6,33,600. So when talking about the profit in the first year of operation, 57,600. If you guys have any doubts or queries in this calculation, you guys can please post. I'm done with the explanation. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can please post your query. Ankit Mishra, sir, which cost written in fixed cost second line? It is salary of garage supervisor. First one is salary of staff, second one is salary of garage supervisor, third one is rent of a garage. Okay, so Tanya Garg, sir, in this question, we are not including cost of each taxi, that is 75,000. See, the 75,000 is the fixed cost. Sorry, it's not a fixed cost, it's an investment. It's an asset. And in case of assets, we do consider the depreciation, not the cost of asset. See, this 75,000 will be allocated entirely for 3 lakh kilometers. And in this year, we are running for 48,000 kilometers. So the proportionate cost we have already considered as depreciation in variable cost. So Tanya, hopefully your query is resolved. Tambeshwari, can you please elaborate what you want to ask? Oil and sundry are take 4,000. Can you please explain? Rest all, Pranav and Hardik, hopefully your query is resolved. Pranav and Hardik, great. Tanya, any doubts? Tambeshwari, any doubts? So I repeat again, out of the 4,000 kilometers, we can say 20% is the normal loss, which will be borne by remaining 80% kilometers. Anyone else with any doubts or queries, you guys can please post. I request you guys to please copy this explanation. Again, the question is not from the study material. So those who want to copy can please copy, giving you 3 to 4 minutes time. So Mallu Jadar sir, revenue में 1.8 कहाँ से लिया sir? How you have calculated revenue? So Mallu and Manvi, see, since the taxi is running 20% empty, so for 80% only we are getting some fare. So it means for 3,200 kilometers every month, every taxi we are getting some fare. Into total 12 months into 10 taxi and 1.8 per kilometer fare is given in the study material. Sorry, in the question only. 1.8 is the revenue. It is given in the question. Just check the question that if the higher charges are 1.80 per kilometer, it's what? It's the revenue. Higher charges means what? That how much we are charging from customer. So it is 1 rupees 80 paisa per kilometer we are charging from the customer. So this is what my revenue is. Ankit, hopefully your query is resolved. Manvi and Mallu, 1.8 is the fare what we are charging from every passenger for every kilometer. So Manvi and Mallu, hopefully your query is resolved. Ankit Mishra. Manvi. Still any doubts, Manvi? So effective kilometer calculation, tell again. See, it is given that on an average, a taxi runs 20% empty. It means what? We are getting some sort of revenue for only 80% of the kilometers. So when talking about the taxi, it's for all the taxis, my dear. The taxis are running for full 4,000 kilometers. But see, generally, suppose if you book Ola and Uber, let's take a very basic example. If you book an Ola and Uber, so as soon as you book, it shows that it will take 7 minutes time, 8 minutes time, because driver is not just standing beside your house. He might be somewhere. So for that distance traveled by the driver from where he's standing till your location, it runs empty. So we call it as, see, the driver is not going to get any fare for that, for that distance traveled from his location to your house. So this is what we can say, that it is running empty. Ritika, anything else? Manvi, I hope your query is resolved. How you have calculated the revenue, that is, how come 3,200? Very simple, 4,000 kilometers a taxi runs. 80% is what? We are getting some fare. 20% it runs empty. सीधी और आसान भाषा में अगर आप उबेर बुक करते हैं तो उबेर आपके घर के नीचे नहीं खड़ा होता है. वो कोई और लोकेशन पे होता है, तो उस लोकेशन से आपके घर तक आता है, उसका आपसे कुछ भी फेयर चार्ज नहीं करता. इट रन्स एम्प्टी. Yes, it can be. What all lines you are talking about, Neeru? So, Ritika Gupta, hopefully your query is resolved. Are Kasak, it is given in the question that 20% it runs empty. Why you guys are not checking the question? I request you guys to please read the question. I have not taken any standardized figure that is 80%. See, it is given in the question that, it is given that a taxi runs on an average 4,000 kilometers per month, of which 20% it runs empty. 20% अगर वो खाली चलता है, it means 80% it is running occupied. Please read the question, everyone. Anyone else with any doubts? Loss of 800 kilometers per month per taxi will be borne by remaining 3,200 kilometers. Manvi, any other queries? Any other doubt, Manvi? Ankit Mishra, Mr. Sahu, any doubts? So last 1 minute time for you. You guys can post your query. In the meanwhile, please copy this part. So now let's start with this next question. Most of the students raised a query that, sir, please. I hope it is done now, Santosh. So now let's start with the next question. I'm discussing illustration number 4 from the study material. So I request you guys, because 4 to 5 students raised a query that, sir, please discuss illustration number 4. So let's start with this illustration number 4. So now let's start. So SMC is a public school having 5 buses, each plying in different direction for transportation of its school students. So there is a school who is having 5 buses and each is plying in different direction for transportation of school students. In a view of a larger number of students availing of the bus service, the bus work 2 shifts daily. Again, I request you guys, please open your study material. As many students raise this query that please discuss illustration number 4. So I'm discussing illustration number 4 from the study material. The page number is 12.16. So do open your study material. So let's proceed. So in a view of larger number of students availing of the bus service, the buses work 2 shifts daily, both in morning and afternoon. The buses are garaged in the school. Now the workload of the students has been so arranged that in the morning, the first trip picks up senior student. And the second trips flying on an hour later pick up the junior students. Similarly, in the afternoon, the first trip takes the junior students and an hour later, the second trips take the senior students home. The distance traveled by each bus one way is 8 kilometers. The school works for 25 days in a month and remain closed for vacation in the month of May, June, and December. Bus fee, however, is payable by students for all the 12 months in a year. The details of the expenses for a year are as under. So the details are given, wherein driver salary is 4,500 per month per driver. The cleaner salary is 3,500 per month. And salary payable is for all the 12 months and one cleaner is employed for all the 5 buses. So there is only one cleaner for all the 5 buses. License fees, etc. are 8,600 per bus per annum. Insurance is 10,000 per bus per annum. Repairs and maintenance are 35,000 per bus per annum. Purchase price of the bus is 15 lakh and the life of each bus is 12 years. So herein, straight away it is given in, the useful life is given in years, straight away years. So herein the depreciation will not be variable, it will be fixed. But if in this case also, let's say it is given, it is given that depreciation is, the useful life is, let's say 3 lakh or 4 lakh kilometers. And the useful life is 3 lakh or 4 lakh kilometers. Then we would have taken depreciation as variable cost. So herein it's given in years. So that's why we'll be taking it as fixed. If it is given in kilometers, then we would have taken it as variable. Scrap value of bus at the end of the life is 3 lakh rupees. The diesel cost is rupees 45 per liter. And each bus gives an average mileage of 4 kilometers per liter of diesel. The seating capacity of each bus is 50 students. And the seating capacity is fully occupied during the whole year. Students picked up and dropped within a range up to 4 kilometers of distance from the school are charged half fare, and 50% of the students traveling in each trip are in this category. So those students who are traveling up to 4 kilometers, 50% of the fare will be charged. And those students who are traveling for more than 4 kilometers, full fare will be charged. Since the charges are to be based on average cost, you are required to prepare a statement showing expenses of operating a single bus and a fleet of 5 buses for a year. And second part, work out the average cost per student per month in respect of students coming from a distance of up to 4 kilometers from the school and students coming from a distance beyond 4 kilometers from the school. So let's start with this question. Yes, Nitin, it is a fixed depreciation. If the useful life is given in kilometers, we would have taken as a variable. So let's start with this question now. Fixed or standing cost? So let's start with driver salary. It is 4,000 per month per driver. So 4,500 per month per driver. So into 12. So for one bus, it will be 54,000. And for 5 buses, it will be 2,70,000. Next is cleaner salary, since the salary is payable for all the 12 months. So 3,500 into 12. So this will be 42,000 for all the 5 buses. So when talking about the cost per bus, it is 8,400. Further, license fees and taxes, etc., are 8,600 per bus per annum. So for 5 buses, it will be 43,000. Insurance is 10,000 per bus per annum. So for 5 buses, it will be 50,000. Repairs and maintenance will go in repairs and maintenance cost. Now let's start with depreciation now. See, the cost of bus is 15 lakh and the scrap value is 3 lakh. Divided by my useful life. The useful life is given, it is 12 years. So for one bus, it will be 1 lakh. 15 lakh minus 3 lakh, this will be 12 lakh divided by 12 years. So 1 lakh per bus per annum. So for 5 buses, it will be 5 lakh. Now rest all are variable cost only. So this is all what about, I think, fixed cost. That is, we have taken driver salary, cleaner salary, license fees, insurance, repairs and maintenance will go in under maintenance expenses, depreciation, that's it. Now we'll be taking only the variable cost. So we are done with the fixed cost. So we'll start with variable or running cost. So now for this, we have to first calculate the distance traveled per bus, and for 5 buses. Calculation of kilometer. So here, and very simple guys, just again follow the very basic approach. Since the buses are garaged in school, so what they do first, they go and pick up the senior students. They go and pick up the senior students and they come back to school. They go and pick up the senior students and they come back to school. Then they go and pick up the junior students and they come back to school. This is for morning, or we can say pick up. Now, when talking about afternoon also, they drop the junior students and come back to school. They drop the junior students and they come back to school. Thereafter, they drop the senior students and come back to school. After dropping the senior students, the buses are garaged in school. So this is about afternoon. It is drop. And one-way distance is 8 kilometers, 8 kilometers, 8 kilometers, 8 kilometers. So in short, a bus is traveling for how many kilometers in a day? Very important. A bus is traveling for how many kilometers in a day? 64 kilometers in a day. A bus is traveling for 64 kilometers in a day. And for how many days in a month? For 25 days in a month. A bus is traveling for 64 kilometers in a day into 25 days in a month. And in how many months in a year? See, it is given in the question that the school works for 25 days in a month and remain closed for vacation in May, June, and December. So only 9 months the bus is running. So per bus kilometers will be how much? 64 kilometers in a day into 25 days in a month into 9 months in a year. So 14,400 kilometers per bus. So for 5 buses, it will be 14,400 into 5. So this will be 72,000 kilometers. I have just given the detailed explanation. I repeat again, guys. Since the buses are garaged in school, so they first pick up the senior students and the bus will come back to school. Then they pick up the junior students, the bus will come back to school. So this is all about pickup. Now in afternoon, again they drop. They first drop the junior students, the bus come back to school. Then they drop the senior students and then the bus come back to school. So this is how the bus is traveling in a day. So in short, 8 kilometers, 8 times, so total 64 kilometers in a day into 25 days in a month. And since the school is running for only 9 months in a year, so total into 9, so we will get the number of kilometers traveled per bus. It is 14,400 kilometers per bus. So for 5 buses, it is 72,000 kilometers. If you guys have any doubts till now, you guys can please post your queries in this distance traveled. Very good, Neeru. Tanya, what is 9? Can you please explain? Very good, Nitin. Anyone with any doubts or queries? Okay, Tanya, great. 9 months, very good. So any doubts? Tambeshwari, Neeru, Hardik, Sai Kiran Kumar, Ankit Mishra, Santosh, Nitin, Kasak, Ritika, Manvi, Mallu, Pranav, Srinivas, Anuradha, Ankit Mishra. Whatever running in your mind, guys, you guys can post your queries. Don't worry, I'll be addressing each and every query of yours. Let me complete first this illustration, Ankit Mishra. Okay, so Apurva sir, how come 9 months? So see, the school is closed in vacation, that is May, June, and December. So for 3 months, the school is not functioning. So the buses are also, simply parked in school. They are not working. So that's why out of 12 months, 3 months, the school is closed and the buses are also not operating. So only for 9 months only the buses are operating. 12 minus 3, 9. So now let's start with diesel. For one bus, see for one bus it is 14,400 kilometers and the mileage of the bus is good, Mahalakshmi. Thank you, Ankit Mishra. Thank you so much. So now let's get back to the question. So the mileage that is given by the bus is 4 kilometer per liter of diesel. So 4 kilometers per liter of diesel, it means 1 liter में total 4 kilometers चलता है. For every liter, the bus works for 4 kilometers. So how much diesel will be required? 14,400 divided by 4. And the cost of diesel is how much? It is 45 rupees per liter. So multiplied by 45. So 14,400 divided by 4 into 45. So 1,62,000 is the cost of diesel per bus. So for 5 buses, it will be 8,10,000. Anyone else having any doubts, queries in this calculation? You guys can please post. See, Tambeshwari, whatever the best possible solution I have already mentioned. Rest up to you, my dear. The way you want to solve, you can solve. Nitin Prajapati, sir, cleaner salary per bus. So see, the total cleaner salary is 42,000. And one cleaner is employed for all the 5 buses. So 42,000 divided by 5. This is how I got 8,400. So we are done with the variable cost also. Now the last is so here and the cost of repairs is given in the question, that is repairs and maintenance is 35,000 per bus per annum. Repairs and maintenance. $35,000 per bus per annum. So for 5 buses, it will be 1,75,000. So we are done with the statement of cost. If you guys have any doubts till now, you guys can please post your queries. Very good, Tambeshwari. Now, a question from my side. In a particular bus, how many students are traveling overall? Can you guys tell me, in a particular bus, how many students are traveling? एक बस में total कितने students travel कर रहे हैं? How many number of students are traveling in a particular bus? So waiting for your answers. In short, see the seating capacity of bus is 50. But my question is, how many students a bus is catering? So I've got answer from Kasak, Pranav, Tanya, Dilip, Sanya, Kambeshwari, Nayan Patil. It is all 50. Pranav, it is 100. Sukhveer Kaur, it is 75. Sanya, it is 100. My question is simple. In a bus, in a particular bus, how many students are traveling? Okay, Mallu, it is 150. So many answers. The first one is 50, second one is 75, third one is 100, fourth one is 150. Anyone with 200 or 225? Oh, I've got 200 also. So all the option, one question, almost five answers. Anyone with any new idea or opinion? Hardik, my question is very simple, very straight. Forget about this calculation. मेरा question सीधा सा है. एक बस में कितने students travel कर रहे हैं? I'm not talking about the seating capacity. I'm talking about that how many, what are the number of students a particular bus is catering. So 150, 150, 50. Okay, one more. 25 also. That was only left out. So 25. Pranav, it is 100. Rachna 50. Tanya Garg 100. Tambeshwari 150. 75. Okay. Prakriti Yadav 30. So Prakriti, can you please explain how come 30? Anyone with new answer? Nancy, it is 150. Mahalakshmi 100. Dhanush, it is 125. Yes, it is 3500. Manvi, it is 25. See, guys, don't see the solution. Just think simple, just think practical. Again, Nitin, my question is not half fare, full fare. My question is very simple. How many students are traveling? How many students are traveling in a particular bus? In short, a bus is catering how many students? Let the name is A, B, C, D, W, X, Y, Z, whatever it is. My question is very simple. How many students a particular bus is catering? So 50 only, 50 and only, that's it. So now let's start with the explanation. So very important, guys. As the question says, the bus picks up senior students and then bus picks up junior students. So 50 are senior and 50 are junior. So again, I repeat, the bus picks up senior students and then the bus picks up junior students. So in short, a bus is picking up total 100 students in the morning. And the same 100 students will be dropped back home. The bus is picking up, in short, 100 students in the morning and they are dropping back the same 100 students in the afternoon. So in short, a bus is catering only 100 students, that is 50 junior, 50 senior. If you guys have any doubts or queries, you guys can please post. Most of the students posted 50, 200, 75. There are few students who posted 100. I think it is Pranav and few more. Pranav has also explained that, sir, very simple. It is 50 junior, 50 senior. So, in short, a bus is catering only 100 students. 50 junior, 50 senior. So, 50 junior and senior they pick up, and the same 50 and 50 junior and 50 senior they drop out. So, total number of students a particular bus catering is only 100. Anyone having any doubts? I'm writing this also for your reference. A bus is catering 50 junior plus 50 senior. Total 100 students. A bus is catering 50 junior and 50 senior, total 8,400. How come? Very simple, my dear. 42,000 is the total cleaner salary for the 5 buses. So for one bus, it is 8,400. So bus is catering 50 junior and 50 senior students. So the total number of students a bus is catering 100. Now let the fare charged for 8 kilometers be X. Or we can say let the fare charge for more than 4 kilometers be X. So fare for up to 4 kilometer B, half fare will be charged. So 0.5x. The fare charge more than 4 kilometer, if it is X, then for up to 4 kilometer, it will be 0.5x. Now, they are saying 50% students are traveling for more than 4 kilometers and 50% students are traveling for up to 4 kilometers. So it means out of total 100 students, 50 students are traveling more than 4 kilometers and 50 students are traveling up to 4 kilometers. I repeat again, a bus is catering total 100 students. So 50% students are traveling for more than 4 kilometers. So it means 50 into X, and out of 100 students, 50% are traveling up to 4 kilometers. I'll write it for more for your reference. See, total 100 students we have, 50% students are traveling for more than 4 kilometers. So their fare will be X. Out of 100 students, 50% are traveling more than 4 kilometers, so their fare will be X. Further, out of 100 students, 50% students are traveling for up to 4 kilometers, so their fare will be 0.5x. And this should be equal to 3,78,000 is the total cost for an year per bus. So cost per month will be how much? Because see, the question is asking us to calculate. The question is asking us to calculate work out the average cost per student per month. So monthly cost. Monthly cost per bus will be how much? 3,78,000 is for the year divided by 12. So this will be 31,500. So out of 100 students, 50% are traveling more than 4 kilometers. Out of 100 students, 50% are traveling up to 4 kilometers. Their fare will be X and their fare will be 0.5x. And this should be equal to 31,500. That is my cost. So this will be 50x plus this will be 25x. It should be equal to 31,500. So the value of X will be 420. So 420 means for more than 4 kilometers. So for up to 4 kilometers, it will be for up to 4 kilometers. See, up to 4 kilometers, it is 0.5x. So it will be 210 rupees. If you guys have any doubts or queries, again, just don't see what is given in the study material. They have solved it in different way. I find it easy. That's why I have solved as per this way. If you guys have any doubts or queries, you guys can please post. Again, I repeat, a bus is catering 50 junior, 50 senior students, total 100 students. Let the fare charge for more than 4 kilometer be X. So fare up to 4 kilometer will be how much? 0.5x. So out of 100 students, 50% are traveling for more than 4 kilometers. So their fare will be X. Out of 100 students, 50% are traveling up to 4 kilometers. Their fare will be 0.5x. And this should be equal to 31,500. So the value of X will be 420. और X इसको assume किया है for more than 4 kilometers. So for up to 4 kilometers, it will be 50%. So it will be 210. So I hope now this question is clear to all. If you guys have any doubts or queries, you guys can please post your query. So query time now. No worries, Hardik. Again, Srinivas sir, it is per bus, then why we have to divide it by 12? So this data is per annum. This data is per annum, and the question is asking us to calculate the cost per student per bus per month. That's why I have divided it by 12. Again, read the question, Tambeshwari. It is given in the question that you have to work out the average cost per student per month. एक स्टूडेंट का एक मंथ का कॉस्ट क्या होगा? So very simple. We have taken it per bus. That is the per month cost is 31,500. So per month cost is 31,500. So per student cost will be how much? 420 and 210. So there are many students who told me that, sir, please discuss illustration number 4. So I hope you guys, your query is resolved. Anyone having any doubts or queries, you guys can please post, giving you 5 minutes time to copy this explanation specifically. Again, in study material, it is solved in some different way, but I find it very easy and simple and practical. That's why I have solved it for this way. So anyone else? Ankit Mishra, any doubts? So please copy this explanation. Yes, Mr. Srinivasan, Tambeshwari, Hardik, Gurminder Kaur, Ajay, Neeru, Nitin, Rachna, Manvi, Dhanush. Anyone having any doubts or queries? Tanya, Pranav, Ankit. Many students posted 75 students, 150 students, 200 students, 50 students. So I hope this part is clear to all. Apurva, Santosh, Kasak, Anuradha, anyone having any doubts? Ankit Mishra, sir, how come 0.5? So see, it is given in the question that the students who are traveling up to 4 kilometer, half fare will be charged. So if the fare for more than 4 kilometer is X, so for up to 4 kilometer, it will be half fare, that is 0.5X. I request you guys to copy this explanation. Rameshwari, we have to follow the instructions that are given in the question. That's it. So let's go with the same scenario. In the morning, they pick up senior, then junior, and then they again drop the junior and the senior. Now see, herein, let's take a situation wherein there are three categories. See, in the previous question, there were two categories, up to 4 kilometers and more than 4 kilometers. But let's say, herein, if the distance traveled is 2 kilometers, 4 kilometers, and more than 4 kilometers, or we can say directly 8 kilometers. So the students who are traveling up to 2 kilometers, 25% of the full fare. मतलब जो भी total fare होगा उसका 25% ही charge होगा. Again, for up to 4 kilometers, it is 50% of the full fare will be charged. And those who are traveling up to 8 kilometers, full fare will be charged. And when talking about the number of students, so 15% students are traveling up to 2 kilometers, 30% students are traveling for 4 kilometers, and 55% students are traveling for 8 kilometers. Let's say the cost per bus per month is 31,500. So can you guys tell me the fare for 2 kilometer, 4 kilometer, and 8 kilometer. Waiting for your answers, guys. Can you guys tell me the fare for 2 kilometer, 4 kilometer, and 8 kilometer? Waiting for your answers. The same cost, that is 31,500. So quick, guys, let's see who answers first. Waiting for your answers. Again, I repeat, there are same students, 50 junior, 50 senior. Total 100 students. Out of 100 students, 15% are traveling up to 2, 30% are traveling for 4, and 55% are traveling for 8. Nitin, your answer is incorrect, yaar. Mahalakshmi, incorrect answer. I've got answer from Ajay, Sanya. So let me check. Vaishnavi. Let's see. So many answers for one question. I think Hardik, your answer is matching with Vaishnavi. Nayan Patil, how come 6,400? Yeah, you have to calculate the fare per student, per bus, per month. So let me check with this, Mallu. Vaishnavi, I think your answers are correct. Let me check. Your answers are matching with Hardik and few more. Sanya, again, let me check. Sukhveer Kaur, Tanya Garg, let me check, guys. Good morning, Bhaskar. Let me check. Kasak Yadav, very good. Balachandran, let me check. How come you are getting 2323125 Tambeshwari when the cost is only 31,500? Let me check, Rosaline. It's a very simple question, guys. Let me check, Ritika. Incorrect answer, Ritika. Straight away incorrect answer. Nayan Patil, straight away incorrect answer. The answer will only be in 3 digits, my dear. Anyone else? Let the fare charge for 8 kilometer be X. Therefore, for 4 kilometer, it will be 0.5x. And for 2 kilometer, it will be 0.25x. Very good, Anjali. Sarthak, straight away incorrect answer. Nayan Patil's incorrect answer. Ritika Gupta, incorrect answer. Santosh K. Sahu, let me check. Ankit Mishra, waiting for your answer. Nancy. Mahalakshmi, your answer is incorrect. So waiting for your answer. So let the fare charge for 8 kilometer be X, for 4 kilometer it will be 0.5x, and for 2 kilometer it will be 0.25x. Now in a bus, total 100 students are traveling, 50 junior, 50 senior. So of these 50 students, 15% are traveling up to how much? Total students are how much? How many? 50 junior plus 50 senior. So total 100 students. Of these 100 students, 15%, that is 100 into 15, 15 students are traveling up to 2 kilometers. So the fare for 2 kilometers will be how much? 0.25x. Of these 100 students, 30%, that is 30 students are traveling up to 4 kilometers. Their fare will be how much? 0.5x. And further, of these 100 students, 55% students are traveling for 8 kilometers. So 55 students, their fare will be how much? X. And this should be equal to 31,500. So 15 into 0.25. 30 into 0.5. So the value of x will be 427.12. That is for 8 kilometers. So for 4 kilometer, it will be 50%. So this is the correct answer, guys. So Balachandra, incorrect answer. Mahalakshmi, incorrect answer. So Neeru, very good, correct answer. Pranav, correct answer. Anjali, correct answer. Neeru, incorrect answer before. Sarthak, incorrect. Nayan, incorrect. Ritika, incorrect. Rosaline Pradhan, correct answer. You can, my dear. Very good, Rosaline. Kasak also, very good, correct answer. Okay, so Bhaskar Das, very good, correct. Sukhveer, incorrect. Tanya Garg, correct. Vaishnavi, very good, correct answer. Mallu, incorrect. Nayan Patil, incorrect. Hardik, very good, correct answer. Vaishnavi, yes, your answers are correct. Sanya, incorrect answer. Rest all incorrect. So the first correct answer I got was from Vaishnavi. I think she posted. I think Hardik is the first one to post all the answers. So very good, Hardik. And then it is Vaishnavi. So very good, Hardik and Vaishnavi. Rest all. That's okay. No worries. No need to get demotivated. It happens sometimes. No, Yuna, it will be correct. Don't worry. You can round off also. That's okay. Pranav, all your answers are correct. So the students who didn't got the correct answer, don't get demotivated. It's okay. But yes, the question was very simple and straight. Rest all, how come many students are getting 4-digit figures? I'm surprised. So please check your and refresh your concepts. Anyone else having any doubts in this part? I hope now illustration number 4 and the questions that are similar to illustration number 4 will be permanent. I mean, these questions now will be very easy for you. The problem is permanently solved, right? Because many students in all the batches face this problem. That's our illustration number 4, how to calculate the students. So guys, I hope this part is clear to all. Yes, Mahalakshmi, Mr. Balachandran, I hope this part is clear to all. So guys, done with illustration number 4. Now let's take a break of 15 minutes. I'll be back after 15 minutes with few more questions on transportation industry since 2 more sessions are left. So in the coming 2 sessions, we'll be discussing on hospital, hotels, and many more industries. So this much explanation for this illustration number 4. So let's take a break of 15 minutes. Edwin sir, are Welcome back, guys. So this is all what about illustration number 4. So now let's proceed further. So one second, guys. So example number 7. Example number 7 is homework for you. The question is similar to illustration number 4. And the important part, that is the fair calculation, I have already discussed in, that is related to example number 7. So example number 7 is homework. Now let's start with example number 6. I'm discussing example number 6 of my material. I request you guys to please open my material. I'm discussing example number 6 now. So Mr. PS owns a bus which run according to the following schedule. So there is a bus which run as per the following schedule. So the first is Delhi to Hisar and back the same day. Distance covered is 160 kilometers one way, and number of days run each month is 9 times. So 9 times this bus is traveling to Hisar. The seating capacity occupied is 90%. When talking about the second city, what they are traveling, it is Delhi to Aligarh and back the same day. The distance covered is 160 kilometers one way. And again, the number of days run each month is 12. And the seating capacity is 95%. Further, they are going to from Delhi to Alwar and back the same day. The distance covered is 170 kilometers one way. And the seating capacity occupied is 100%. So they have given the monthly data. Now, from the following details, the cost, following are the other details. The cost of the bus is 15 lakh. The salary of the driver is given. The conductor salary is given. The salary of part-time accountant is given. The insurance of the bus is given. The diesel consumption is given. Road tax is given per annum. Lubricating oil is given. Permit fees is given. Repairs and maintenance is given. Depreciation on bus is given. And the seating capacity of the bus is given. Passenger tax is 20% of the total takings. So of the total taking, 20% is the passenger tax. Further, you are required to calculate the bus fare to be charged from each passenger to earn a profit of 30% on total takings. So of the total revenue, 30% is profit and 20% is tax. So remaining 50% what will be my cost? The fares are to be indicated per passenger for the journeys for Delhi to Hisar, Delhi to Aligarh, and Delhi to Alwar. So let's start with the calculation of fare. So example number 6. So let's start with depreciation. One second, guys. So let's start with this question. So herein the cost of bus is 15 lakh and the rate of depreciation is 30% per annum. We'll be preparing the monthly cost statement only. So the depreciation will be 37,500. So 15 lakh is the cost, 30% is the depreciation. So the monthly depreciation will be 37,500. Now salary of the driver is 30,000 per month. Salary of the conductor is 26,000 per month. Salary of part-time accountant is 7,000 per month. Insurance of bus is 6,000 per annum. So 6,000 divided by 12, it will be 500 per month. Diesel is 90 per liter, so this will be variable. Road tax is 21,912 per annum. So this will be 1,826. Lubricating oil again variable. When talking about the permit fees, it is 500 per month. Repairs and maintenance will be going under maintenance cost. So that's it. This is all what about fixed cost or standing cost. Let's start with variable or running cost. So diesel cost and lubricating oil will be the variable cost. So let's start with calculation of kilometer. So Delhi to Hisar and back the same day, 160 kilometers one way, and it runs for 9 times a day. Sorry, 9 times in a month. So Delhi to Hisar, it is 160 kilometers one way. So 160 kilometers two and 160 kilometers pro. So 160 into 2, total 320 kilometers round trip into how many days in a month? 9 days in a month. Next is Delhi to Aligarh. Again, 160 kilometers one way into 2, that is for round trip, into 12 times in a month. Further, Delhi to Alwar, it is 170 kilometers into 2 into 6 times in a month. So diesel cost will be how much? See, it is given in the question that the petrol diesel consumption is 5 kilometer per liter and the cost of diesel is 90 per liter. So 8760 divided by 5 into 90. Same goes with lubricating oil also. It is given rupees 30 for every 100 kilometers. The last one is maintenance cost, and the repairs and maintenance are given straight away. That is 5,000 per month. So we have got the total cost. If you guys have any doubts till now, you guys can please post your queries. Hardik, how come you got these figures? Can you please explain? Very good, Rachna. Wait for some time, Tambeshwari. Anyone having any doubts or queries in this part, guys? Okay, no worries. But still, it is on the higher side, my dear Hardik. How can be the fare? I mean, how can we can say the fare from Delhi to Hisar or Delhi to Aligarh or Delhi to Alwar be so high? Do you travel? I mean, are you going to travel in such a bus who is charging 1,32,124 for a one-way journey? Yes, Hardik. In this, I think you can get a round trip for Europe. So now, see, I have calculated the total cost. It's up to you. At the end of the day, we have to calculate the total fare, Kasak. That is fare from Delhi to Hisar, Delhi to Aligarh, and Delhi to Alwar. Anyone else with any doubts in this part right now? Hardik, hopefully your query is resolved. Kasak, it's up to you. You can prepare it monthly or yearly, whatever it is, even daily also. My point is that the question is asking us to calculate the fare from Delhi to Hisar, Delhi to Alwar, and Delhi to Aligarh. That's it. Now see, I have calculated the total cost. Can you guys tell me what will be the total revenue? Can you guys tell me what will be the total revenue? So I've got answer from Pranav. Rest all waiting for your answers. Can you guys tell me what will be the total revenue after adding profit and tax? I've got answer from Pranav, Sanya, rest all waiting for your answers. Yes, Tambeshwari. Manvi, I've got your answer. Okay, so I've got answer from Manvi, but I think Manvi, your answer is incorrect. I've got answer from Hardik. Rest all guys, Saundarya, waiting for your answer. Sanya, Supir Kaur, incorrect answer, my dear. Kasak, correct answer. Anyone else? Quick. Yes, Tambeshwari, Sai Kiran Kumar, Saundarya, Mr. Nitin, Ankit Mishra, Nancy, Tanya Garg, your answer is incorrect. Manvi, your answer is incorrect. Quick. Dilip, Devar, Mr. Dilip, your answer is incorrect. Nayan Patil, incorrect answer. It's a very simple question, guys. Quick. Last 2 minutes. I request you guys to please participate in the session. Do post your answers. Always remember, अगर आप गलती करेंगे तभी आप सीखेंगे कि मैंने ये गलती किया and sir corrected in this way. So try to post your answers, whatever the answers you are getting. So Sahitya, I think you are posting the answer for the first time. And I think Sahitya, your answer is incorrect. Rachna, your answer is incorrect. Let's see, Hardik. Let me check. Okay, so I've got answer from Dilip. Incorrect answer. Anjali, Kashyap. Let me check. Rest all. Waiting for your answers. The other students are sleeping or what? Let me check who all are there now. When I am addressing everybody's query, so I want the answers from your end also. So Tambeshwari, incorrect answer. Nayan Patil, incorrect answer. So Miss Anuradha, Arshdeep Kaur, Bhaskar Das, Bhumika Agrawal, Dhanush, Vaishnavi, incorrect answer. Neeru, waiting for your answer. Santosh, Prakriti Yadav, Niveta, Nitin Prajapati. Guys are sleeping or what? Waiting for your answer. Srinivas, Yashlin Kaur, Yuna, Yashashwini, Vinuta, Tisha, Tanya Garg, Sarthak, Rati Malini. I have not got any answers from you today. Okay, so I've got answer from Vaishnavi. It is incorrect. Nitin Prajapati, it is incorrect. I'm surprised I'm not getting correct answers from you guys. Malu Jadar, waiting for your answer. Your answers. Still not getting, correct answers from you. It's a very simple question. Prakriti, incorrect answer. Nayan Patil, incorrect answer. Vaishnavi, incorrect answer. Tambeshwari, incorrect answer. Mr. Balachandran, Mahalakshmi, Ankit Mishra, Nancy, waiting for your answers. Prakriti, your answer is incorrect. See, in this total cost, we have to add tax, we have to add profit, then only we will get the total revenue. Now, see, of this revenue, of this revenue, of this revenue, That's okay, no worries. Of this revenue, 20% is the tax and 30% is the profit. So let's assume that this revenue is 100. Let's assume that this revenue is 100. Therefore, the profit will be how much? Profit will be how much? See, the tax is 20. Profit is 30. So let's say this revenue is 100. So profit will be how much? 30. That is 30% of 100. Tax will be how much? 20% of the revenue. So 20% of 100. So how much will be my cost? Very simple. 50% of 100. I repeat again, guys. It is given that of the revenue, 30% is the tax. Sorry, 20% is the tax, 30% they are making profit on revenue. So balance what we are left out is 50%. That will be what? My cost. So 268634 is equals to how much? 50. So how much will be 100? So Mr. Hardik, your answer was correct. That is 537268. So we have got the total revenue. Very good, Ankit. It is correct now. Very good, Neeru. It is correct. Rati Malini, please check. Very good. I think your answers are correct. There are many other students also who posted the answer. Again, incorrect answer, Vaishnavi. I do expect correct answers from you. So I think Pranav is the first one to post the correct answers, followed by Sanya, followed by Hardik. So Pranav, Sanya, and Hardik, your answers were correct. Thereafter, Kasak posted the correct answer. So very good, guys. Rest all. Please refresh your concepts and stick to the basics. The questions are not difficult. Now, herein, very important, guys. Herein, the question is asking us to calculate the fare to be charged. Very good, everyone. Now, herein, the question is asking us to calculate the fare. So, herein, we have to calculate the passenger kilometers also. So, calculation of passenger kilometers. So, when talking about Delhi to Hisar, it is 160 kilometers with how many passengers? See, the seating capacity of the bus is 50 passengers and it is 90% occupied. So 160 kilometers with 45 passengers and again 160 kilometers with 45 passengers into 9 times in a month. Similarly, Delhi to Aligarh, (160 kilometers with how many passengers? The occupancy is 95%. So 50 into 95%, that is 47.5. And in return also, it is 160 into 47.5 multiplied by 12 times in a month. And same goes with Delhi to Alwar also. And the occupancy in case of Alwar is 100%. So 170 kilometers with 50 passengers. And in return also 170 kilometers with 50 passengers into 6 times in a month. So my passenger kilometers will be how much? 4,14,000. Those who want to copy this explanation can please copy. I'll be erasing this part, giving you 2 minutes time to copy this explanation. That is the calculation of kilometer. I'll be erasing this part. Very good, Rachna. Very good, Hardik. Very good, Ratimalini. So we'll get the fare. Since space is the constant, so we'll get the fare per passenger kilometer. So my revenue is my revenue is 537,268 divided by let me complete Ardek first. So this will be 1.298. So what it is? It is the fare per passenger per kilometer. From every passenger for every kilometer will be charging 1.298. So if a particular passenger is traveling from Delhi to Hisar, how much will be the fare? See, total distance traveled is 160 kilometers one way. Now, every passenger, every kilometer we will charge 1.298. So for 160 kilometers, how much will be charging from every passenger? 207.68. So one way fare, huh? I'm calculating one way fare. From Delhi to Aligarh also the distance traveled is 160 kilometers. And from every passenger for every kilometer, how much we are charging? 1.298. So for 160 kilometer, again same 207.68. And from Delhi to Alwar, the distance traveled is 1670 into 1.298. So this will be so all these are one-way fare. Now, Hardik, tell me what is your query? Very good, guys. Very good, Nitin. Very good, Ratimalini, Nitin, Sarthak, everyone. Very good, guys. So for every kilometer, every passenger, we are charging 1.298. So if a particular passenger is traveling for 160 kilometers, how much will be the fare per passenger? 207.68 for one-way trip. I have calculated the one-way fare. If you multiply it by 2, you will get the round trip fare. Mr. Hardik, I hope your query is resolved now. See, very simple. We are calculating the fare per passenger per kilometer. एक passenger से 1 kilometer का कितना fare charge करेंगे? 1.298. If a passenger is traveling for 100 kilometers, it will be 129 rupees 80 paisa. If a particular passenger is traveling for 160 kilometers, the fare will be 207.68. Yes, Tanya, if the round trip fare, then we have to multiply it by 2. Anyone else with any doubts or queries? I'm done with transportation industry. You'll find wide variety of question on transportation industry. So that's why I have taken 2 sessions on transportation. Still 2 more sessions are there. So we'll be discussing the question on hotel, hospitals, and few more in the coming session. So whatever the queries you have, last 3 to 4 minutes, it's already 9:30, but still I can extend it for 5 to 10 minutes. So if you guys have any queries relating to anything, you guys can please post. Those who want to copy the explanation can please copy. See, 45 is what? The occupancy is 90%. So 50 passenger, 90% occupancy. So this is how 50 into 90%, 45. In second case, the occupancy is 95%. So this is how 50 into 95%, 47.5. Gurvinder Kaur, anything else? Mr. Balachandran, Mahalakshmi, Ankit Mishra, Nancy, anyone having any doubts? Mr. Sahu, you have not posted any answers, my dear. Tanya Garg, anyone having any doubts? You're welcome, Mr. Nitin. Thank you so much. See, sorry is not the solution, Mr. Santosh. You have to post the answer. It is for, it will be good for you if you guys are posting the answers. I try my level best to make, to make the session interesting and to engage you guys. See, the point is, it's the morning time and it's winters are back. So it's like, everyone feels sleepy. So I try my level best to engage you guys to keep the session interesting. So I request you guys to participate in the session. If you'll participate, then you'll not feel sleepy also. That's what it is. Thank you so much, Pranav. Make sure this should not happen, Santosh. That's okay now, as of now for today. That's okay, Vaishnavi. Even you are actively, you are active in the session. Rest everyone, whosoever are joining or those who are, viewing the lecture over YouTube, you can join directly over the portal or over Zoom and try to post your answers. You will, you guys will learn from your mistakes. सो अगर आप मिस्टेक ही नहीं करोगे तो आप सीखोगे कैसे? नो वन इज परफेक्ट, और एक बार में किसी को कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आता. सो आई सजेस्ट, डू पोस्ट योर आंसर्स वेदर इट इज राइट और रॉन्ग, and thereafter when I'll correct it, you will realize that okay, this was the mistake I did and sir corrected in this way. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for your time and patience and for active participation in the session. God bless you guys. Further, again, very important thing, try to solve all the questions of transportation industry. I have covered all the varieties of question of transportation industry. Few questions from your past papers also, MTPs also. So try to solve all the questions of transportation industry from study material. Just search over Google that IPCC practice manual, old syllabus. You will find many questions on transportation industry, past MTPs, RTPs, past examination. There are many questions available on transportation industry. So try to solve as many as questions possible. It will help you to improve the speed, and anyways, concepts definitely, you'll be better. So thank you so much, guys. What happened? Thank you so much. No worries, Ritika. That's okay. You guys will be updated. So thank you so much, guys. See you guys soon in the coming session. Take care, guys. God bless you. Bye. Yes, sir. All done now.